Hey, yo, what's up, guys? So I figured instead of doing like a super troll video again, why not just kind of do something a little bit more relaxed and talk about some of the past of the game? Because I know a lot of people at this point never got to see anything past for like before Forsaken, and like I've got a lot of stories and a lot of experiences with that whole time. So, and I'm thinking about maybe making like a video or two just talking about some of those stories and experiences that I've had, and I have a lot of video clips and stuff like that that are unlisted, or some history that maybe might not be known, including a lot of jokes that a lot of like me and my friend make, like the Red Hawk and stuff like that. So if maybe that's something you're interested in, type it in the comments. Otherwise, hey, if it sounds boring, then it's cool. I get it. I'll just skip over it. Yo, what's up? So I had a cool little idea, and I thought, hey, why not just review like a gameplay from season 2? That was pretty coll. A little lazy, a little bit lower effort, but I figured, hey, why not, right? And so I didn't know anything about like video production, so the coloring was a little weird, but I've done some color correction. And you can see this is just Midnight Coup inaugural dress and Alone as a God. And it looks like this is just some quick play 4v4 Supremacy. And as usual, I'm playing Warlock Stormcaller with fitting aspects, you know. So the thing that I noted watching some chunks of this prior is that the gameplay is so much more archaic. Like, there is such little structure in how people approach engagements, and it just goes to show how much better the player base has gotten on average. And, I mean, generally the approach is still the same, where you want to hold this B platform. Oh, dude, inaugural dress hit different. So, you're gonna notice that the game looks a little bit slower, and that's actually because it is slower, believe that or not. You move quite a bit slower, the time to kill was slower, and it was more about like shooting with your team. There wasn't a lot of ability usage, as you can see. I threw my grenade right at the beginning, or almost 60 seconds in, and I don't even have half of it back yet. You'll also notice that the connection quality is pretty depressing. That hasn't changed at all, so that's something. And again, if you're wondering when this is of April, so right in the middle of Season 2, if I recall correctly. Or closing in on, getting close to Season 3. And you can tell this based on the player level, which is 25, and the highest level was 335. 330, and then 5 if you had a bunch of kinetic or whatever mods equipped to raise the light level. So that's a thing. Or that was a thing. And there's not really a lot to say here. As you can see, dude, there's so many like melees and things like that. It's just so silly. Synthesets were so crazy at this point in time because, again, the rubber banding, and they just had so much range, and they covered so much ground comparatively to like what a player could. So if you don't know what these weapons are, these are from Leviathan. You can still use them if you had them or got them or anything like that, but yeah, Midnight Coup was a hand cannon that, by today's standards, is kind of lackluster, but back then was considered the best hand cannon in the game. Super impactful at this point in time. Kill clip did 0.33 on average, and Rampage I think stacked up a lot too. And this Rampage could eventually make this hand cannon hit 84 crits, I believe. I'm not 100%, but I know it's pretty crazy. Alone as a God for a long time was, if I recall correctly, the only rapid fire sniper in the game. So it was pretty good. It had kind of, I think it had lower aim assistance, I'm not entirely sure, but it's worth mentioning that we really didn't actually understand how aim assistance and how range affected things at all, and we didn't really know how perks work and stuff like that, like how we know today. So the choices would definitely be a little bit different, but nonetheless, it's definitely very interesting to see how this approach. And so I was just playing with some friends on this match. There was nothing too crazy. I have another one where I dropped like 47 frags on Javelin 4, and that's when I was playing with Cammy, Drew, and Vox. If you guys want to see that at some point, I could probably show that one, break it out at some point. And as you can see, the shader system hadn't been updated yet. Obviously, this is pre-Beyond Light, so the shaders are going to look a little bit different. I hit a really nice clip here. This is a beautiful snipes for the time. Like, this is very much ahead of the time. Oh. I remember I missed this one somehow. I don't know how I missed that one. I think I couldn't see my crosshair. It's a beautiful like series of shots to get. Quite intense there. You see, I was like freaking out. I hit the shadow play button. Oh, that was good stuff, man. I remember that. And yeah, this is what I mean by connection. I remember that. Oh, if you're wondering what the blue thing over that person's head was, that's what you would get if you went flawless at Trials, if I recall correctly. And then you get an orange, or sorry, like a goldish one if you went flawless in not flawless. If you just did the prestige raid, if you just did the prestige raid. I think I can pick this guy actually. Yeah, he dies. He's cleaned up. Very nice. There's some pretty cool stuff here, actually. You see, hunters were definitely on more of an even playing field. Stompies weren't super relevant at this point because you didn't have special weapons. They were still used. It was just like not quite as oppressive because you couldn't like, you know, fly forward and launch yourself into like a shotgun melee type deal. So it was very inconsistent. Dude, what I'm noticing is my sense is so much higher now. I think I played on 4 cents in 800 DPI at this point in time, and I lowered it down to 3 at some point with Shadowkeep or Forsaken. I don't quite recall. You can see that my aim is not quite there. And I'm shadow playing left and right, because this is back when getting like a 4-piece was kind of like a feat. Obviously now, like, a good player can get a 4-piece left and right with special weapons and stuff like that, even primaries. But back then it was like, holy cow, you get a 4-piece, dude. You know, it's kind of insane to see it. And again, you see it again there. Even supers were considered to be like quite nice to get 4 pieces with because, you know, energy weapons actually did extra damage against supers, and it kind of worked like PvE, where it's like if you had the same type, it did even more damage. So it's definitely interesting. So something to note actually as well is, like I was talking about prior, is how archaic this match actually is. It's like there's no one really putting pressure on spawns, because you didn't have people doing that unless they were like pretty good teams in 4s. Like no one really putting pressure in spawn, just kind of people getting control of ammo. Also that snipe kill just popped up on the feed. That guy's connection.
What's that you've got?
And you can see it's just like running around like chickens with the head cut off. My teammate just got 2-pieced by a rocket. That's pretty big joke. You can see we're just like kind of arbitrarily holding lanes and stuff like that. It's you know, again, this is like not meant to be a super serious gameplay, but definitely it's definitely one for the books, right? Nice little rapid fire there. Goodness. Oh, that's the end of this match. Yeah, we'll do the Javelin 4 match as well. Yeah, I hope this was an enjoyable one to watch. We'll move on to the Jav 4 match, 140 Supremacy. So 43, 37 frags total with a 43 and 1. Pretty nice there. That's a year 1 gameplay.
You crushed them, and it said there's no beauty in destruction.
Alright, so this one's from an arc known as Drewski Insides Frag the Fuck Out. I'm not kidding. If you don't believe me, you can go into Drew's chat and ask him, what does Drewski Insides Frag the Fuck Out mean? That exactly, and he will probably laugh. It's granted he doesn't even see this video. If he sees the video, he's gonna know you guys are coming, but anyway. So we have the same loadout, and this is Javelin 4, the Javelin 4. And I think this was another 4-stack we matched, and then some of them left. And in any case, we're playing Vox again, and yeah, this is still Season 2, not a couple days after the other one that I uploaded, or the other one that I reviewed or, you know, commentated over, right? I get absolutely smoked by this Better Devils. Better Devils was a demon at this point in time, so yeah, there's not a lot to say about that. So if you don't know, there's actually 2 sets of heavy that got dropped, and heavy was like what special weapons are. That's what heavy weapons were, or they're called power weapons in year 1. So that's why everyone has 2 primaries. At one point there were no special weapons, and the special weapons you know today, like Telesto, were actually they were power weapons at one point. And you can see these poor level 2s. Yeah, I think they were playing with a new friend, and we weren't like super greaseballing, right? We were just playing because, I mean, you could do that back then, and it was like you didn't have to try super hard, or it wasn't expected that people were going to be going for it if they were in a 4-stack. Of course, because we had a bunch of YouTubers and Twitch streamers and stuff like that, it was very, very, very expected that people were going to go for it when they saw us, but that's whatever. Yeah, nice little melee there. Oh, and again, you can see, like, we're kind of running around with our heads cut off. Like, that never changed, honestly. You don't know what that blue emblem is? That's actually the trial emblem. There was, like, a Destiny 2 trial at one point, I think, and yeah, that was a thing that happened. Ooh, good shooting by me. I totally didn't miss both of those shots. Jeez. This is also before the ledge grab was known on the rocket, so you couldn't do, like, the cheesy ledge grab strat. Oh, ooh. Nice. So if you're wondering why I didn't shoot there, you actually couldn't spawn snipe. They had like 900 health, and they would get they would resist the damage too. So you had to like wait until they could move, and then you would spawn snipe. Fortunately, this thing had a lot of aim assist, I think, and so it magnetized the guy in front. And I didn't get my collab, and I was upset about that. Ooh, let's see, pop super. Ooh, that's an ego pop. What the world? I would never do that today. Probably because I would have been dead by now. Oh man, and you can see this one's a little bit more disciplined. We kind of have more map control. We're kind of forcing them spawn, and that's really what it comes down to. And I'm gonna run in here and try to clear this spawn out. And you see he has rockets. Shell would have been nice if I got it. Shooting at my teammates here, looking like a real pro player. And then you can see Cam's already like pushed up for the anchor, trying to keep him off B. The call was made that they spawned B, but we got heavy to grab, and yep, now they're at a generator. You can see I'm backing down. So this one, like I was saying in the last video, you could definitely see where it gets a little bit more disciplined. But it's beautiful hit that. I would have shit my pants. I probably said the same thing in the recording too, honestly. Oh, this is nice. I actually recall this. I had another clip at one point where I got Rampage 3 and carried it onto a 4th in that exact hallway. I don't know what happened to it, but I don't have it anymore. Or I have to find it or something of that nature. Nature boy. And again, you can just see how devastating, even back then, team shooting was. And I guess that's why a lot of people don't like the game. Like, they didn't like the game back then. It's because it was kind of like team-oriented, right? This was Destiny as like an esports shooter, and it was a lot of fun, but it definitely was stale. The content was stale at times. Yeah, I mean, it still is, right? But it was a lot harder, and I understand why Destiny players don't like it, because it really wasn't Destiny, right? Destiny is getting good RNG with a sniper rifle or a shotgun while having host advantage and feeling like you did all the work, right? That's really what Destiny PvP is all about. Feeling like you did a lot while also not doing a lot. Speaking of that, nice, we ran out of medals there. Very cool. That's right, your old boy Scythe was dropping Weerans even in Season 2. I guess not a lot's changed. Except for I got worse at the game, I guess. Ooh, nice little 4T there. The weapons bloomed out a lot too, and this is back when 140s were 150s. Well, I mean, there was 150s and 140s, so Midnight Coup was actually a 150 RPM hand cannon. But the problem with it is that they actually bloomed out a lot at this point in time, and if you look at that crosshair, you can see that that was just flinch and me missing shots there because of the Better Devils and explosive payload. But if you went past about 6 shots in this, you bloomed out. Like, you would start missing shots very aggressively, even on target, and it was quite funny, to be honest. I'm not too sure on the state of how like bullet magnetism was at this point, but it was definitely interesting. And also notice that instant respawn. That was not a jump cut. That is just how respawns were at one point. I think this is right after the Go Fast update, so respawns got faster. There's no longer like a kind of a longish timer on it. And yeah, Cam with the swag rift. Yep, he's using the stag even back in Season 2. If you guys ever wondered about that. That meme has not died for 5 years now. Nice little pop there, and that's how long Storm used to last, man. These supers used to last for nothing, and you used to not get them at all. It was quite crazy. It really was insane. And it looks like this match is about to end pretty quick. As you can see, we're not capping zones because we want kills, because we're greedy and grease balls. Can grab this. I think I grabbed this to get like a nice kill. Connection, brutal. I don't know what it was. On Battle.net, everyone had bad connection. So if you're newer to the game, at one point it was on the Blizzard app, Battle.net, like the same place you play, you know, Diablo 3 or World of Warcraft. That's where Destiny 2 launched, because they had a partnership with Activision, or they were published by Activision or something of that nature. And so you had to play on the Blizzard app to play the game. And as you can see, the daily challenges, there used to be like no bounties. If you tabbed, you got like 3 daily challenges, and they were like, I don't even remember what the engrams were called at this point. Powerful rewards. They were called powerful rewards. And it was, yeah, this is the whole thing with that.
3 minutes.
Not a lot to say that I haven't said yet at this point, so kind of letting this one run its course, I guess. Shooting people, making the call outs. Yeah, I think we were kind of greaseballing on this one. I think we were trying to like brag out. I think we might have been streaming even. That would explain a lot here. And you can see they've given up at this point. They're like, whatever, dude, just get the shit over with. Oh man. Yeah, I'm hopeful that hopefully that some people are interested in like a lot of these stories and experiences in year one that we had in year two and stuff like that, because I feel like I've got a lot of cool stories to tell. Maybe I could break it down like maybe, you know, like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes in a video. Maybe do 1 or 2 videos and just kind of call it there. Man, this was a different time, that's for sure. Pre-Situation 19. I still enjoyed the game. Honestly, boys, people ask me, oh, do you like year one more? I don't think I did. I think that I would have hated the game if it stayed like this. I think it would have gotten old quick.
Excellent.
And that's a bit of a pill to swallow, even for me, you know? It was a lot of fun, but I think it was fun because I play with my friends a lot, and it felt like we could really control the outcome of things, yeah, if we really tried. And I like a lot of Trials gameplay and stuff like that I can show off too, which those were fun. Trials of the 9 with the boys, man, there's nothing quite like it. Well, that's the end of this match. As you see, I got a Badlands, Poggy. And the end game drops did not change at all. They're still garbage at this point in time, so nothing changed there. Well, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We got a nice 15.3, absolute mud hole stomping. And that's all I got. Hope this was a nice little chill piece of content for you guys to enjoy.